Hello, my name is Bennett Garfinkel, and I'm coming to you today from the Maitland offices of Garfinkel Schwartz. We're a small law firm that deals exclusively in the Defense Space Act and related areas of federal law. I'm not a physician, I'm not an attorney. I do have some undergraduate training in neurobiology and psychology, and I was a field medic with Medicine Sans Frontiers or Doctors Without Borders. And I'm here today to talk to you briefly about traumatic brain injury, and that's why I have this skull here. Traumatic brain injury is defined as any concussive injury to the head in which the brain, which is a very soft object, bounces back and forth against the skull. And if you can see here, the skull is not a very friendly looking place to a very soft brain. Symptoms of traumatic brain injury can be disabling. They can include chronic migraine headaches, sensitivity to light, deficits in spatial reasoning, which means the forgetting where your keys are way too often or not understanding exactly how you got somewhere, problems with memory, problems with emotion and social judgment. And that's because the two most common areas in which traumatic brain injury actually occurs in the brain is this front area of the brain called the orbital frontal cortex, which is like the executive part of the brain where all of the complex decision making is performed, and also in the temporal lobe where memory and emotion and kind of where one's place in one's environment, so like the space or forgetting one's keys, that's where this is processed. And those are the two most common areas that traumatic brain injury occurs. And traumatic brain injury can occur after a fall or especially after an IED blast. A congressman from New Jersey named Bill Pascrell said traumatic brain injury are actually the signature injury of the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. So if you were a private military contractor and you were injured either through a fall or an IED blast or some type of concussive injury to the head, we urge you to know your rights and know that you're covered under a law called the Longshore and Harbor Workers' Compensation Act and the Defense Space Act. And that's the type of law that we specialize here at Garfinkel Schwartz. I'm a medical researcher and the legal assistant to lead counsel attorney Brian Wickland. So I look at a lot of the medical records on the case and give the summary to Brian so he can work on the legal aspects of your case. We urge you to give us a call because a lot of times insurance companies will deny any individual seeking to get diagnosed for TBI. The insurance company will say, no, you don't get to go to a neurologist or a neuropsychologist, and we'll actually advance those costs to you so you can get the proper diagnosis. And that's extremely helpful, not only to your case, but to you as an individual suffering from a neurological injury. So again, I thank you for tuning in to the Garfinkel Schwartz YouTube page. Talking to you today about traumatic brain injury. My name is Bennett Garfinkel, again, not a physician, not an attorney, but the medical researcher here at Garfinkel Schwartz. And thank you very much.